You know what you're even saying? There are people who do not have sex until their wedding night and discover that one of the partner has a sexual issue. Is that the man is impotent or the woman doesn't like sex at all? Welcome to Abby's Corner. So, guys, do you think sex keeps a relationship? Do you think if two people are dating, if two people are in a relationship, do you think that once the both of them decide not to have sex, no matter the length of years they've dated, do you actually think these people are in a real relationship? So these are the questions I've been asking people, and some people would not agree with me when I say sex is not important in a relationship. People will tell me, you know what you're even saying? There are people who do not have sex until their wedding night and discover that one of the partner has a sexual issue. Is that the man is impotent or the woman doesn't like sex at all? So, would you say you should not have sex before a relationship? At least want to try to test run a car before you decide to buy a car. So these are the many comments I hear from different people and different individuals, and then I decided to throw it out there to different people on my Insta live, and people share their thoughts, and I'll be sharing some of the things some people said. So based on what everyone said in that particular discussion, I understood from it that it all depends on your priority at that stage of your life. Some people would say that is the period they're actually on it. I know you've heard that before. For those who used to breed dogs, you hear things. I'm not trying to equate humans with dogs, but I'm just saying there's that moment when some people claim, there's that moment when there's that moment when people are actually overly horny and all of that. So I've had someone say, at that period of my life, I was actually, my sexual drive was on a peak, and so I don't think I can actually date someone that doesn't want sex in a relationship. That works for the person. And like the person said, like that guy said on my Insta live, it depends on your priority at that time. If you feel sex is the top on your list, I know those who did economics in high school, there's this scale of preference where you have those your needs, your wants, those that are highest on your scale of preference and all of that. So if at that point that person's need or what that person desires is sex in a relationship, if that is top on the person's list, then he is free or she is free to say, I won't date someone that doesn't want sex in a relationship. It's a free world. You can't judge anyone for making their decisions. It's their life, it's their decisions, and they're accountable for it. And based on what this particular person said, I understood that at that point of his life, sex wasn't paramount. He saw his parents and saw exactly how, they raised him. He saw the values that his mother actually, portrayed and actually, taught our children. And then he said to himself, if I want to get married to someone, it's not going to be about the sex, but it's going to be about values. It's going to be about, raising great kids together. Some people would not have time for their children. They'll be so busy placing priorities on maybe their jobs, placing priorities on maybe success. I'm not saying success is bad, but we have to know when priorities, what you have to know what you want to prioritize at a particular time. Some people will say it's their job over their kids, and then later in the future they end up suffering for it. So at that particular time, the question is, like the person said, what I gained, I feel. The question is, what is your priority? When going into a relationship, if you feel this is sex, then do whatever you want to do. Date the person because of the sex. If that is what's going to sustain your relationship, all well and good. Because some people feel a lady is not important aside, satisfying the man sexually and all of that. People with their own different kind of opinions. This world, we hear different opinions. Well, some people believe, why would I be in a relationship where we would not even have sex? Then what does she have to bring to the table? I know we had that topic before. What do you have to bring to the table in a relationship? And some people feel it's all about what you have to bring to the table, and sex is actually part of it. And I remember then when I was during my youth service, a friend of mine, we're having a discussion, a lady, and then I was also talking about my past relationships, talking about my own past relationships, our sexual experiences and all of that. And then I told her, the guy actually dated in school. We dated for like 3 years. We never had sex and all of that, and we were fine. And she was like, huh? You never had sex? So it means you were not in a relationship. And I kept on asking myself the same question. What does she mean by I was not in a relationship because I never had sex in my relationship for 3 years while I was in school? Why did she say that? I thought about it. I don't think that's right, because if it didn't work out, it's not because we didn't have sex in a relationship. It just didn't work out because we understood at a particular point that we're no longer compatible, or maybe something actually happened. It was not even about the sex or anything. Because let's face the facts. Most broken relationships, most marriages, they have sex, but that marriage or that particular relationship did not actually last. It was not the sex that made them last. Because the point is, there will come a point in your life, a stage in your life where you won't even have sex again. Sex will not just be necessary. That you would even get tired of it. There's a point in your life where where sex doesn't even matter, where love self doesn't even matter, but that friendship, that bond, that understanding pulls you guys, pull you guys through any situation. There comes a point in your life that it's not about companionship. I see some old people on the road, on the street these days, when they're old. I see some people when they at the store, in restaurants, they hold each other. I'm like, how can these two people that are old still love each other still so much? And it's not that they're having sex, because they don't have strength to go out. You see how old they are, they don't have strength to go out having sex. But that's bond. So I thought to myself, it really is not about great sex or sex. Also, I was having a discussion with someone also on that day, because I'm telling you, I have a lot of arguments with people on this topic. Most people do not agree. And I would not want to judge them, but I do things based on my own belief. I do not believe that you should have sex in a relationship, but there are more things that you have to discover about each other in a relationship. And for some people, I understand there are some certain situations, peculiar situations, where you hear that on their wedding night, because they never had sex while they were dating, they found the guy was impotent. I mean, that is wickedness. I feel that's why I said people have to date. People in a relationship, people have to know each other. How would someone deceive you to that extent? I mean, how would someone deceive to that extent that you wouldn't know this person is not sexually? I think that she does. No, please comment. Just drop your comments if that is even possible. But I heard it's possible, because it happens that people would not know their partner is impotent, or and all those sexual issues, while dating them before marriage, and they will say it's because they never had sex. But sincerely, let's face the facts. Part of it might be right, but that is what. But I would not entirely say it is true, because we have cases also whereby both of them are sexually active. they've had sex before during their relationship, and when it comes to marriage, something just happens and the man can't perform, or the woman would not just enjoy sex. So really, it's not about having sex before marriage, or having sex after, or not having sex before marriage. It's not about getting to know each other. It's all about what is more important to you. You see, I hear of certain cases whereby a particular person might be involved in one accident or the other during their marriage. That's to say marriage is for better or worse. If this person have a sexual issue, can you be with the person to say you want to weather the storm with the person? I'm telling you, I just feel there's no particular answer to it, but I'm a Christian. I will speak based on what I believe, and because I trust God, and if I believe that once I follow the word of God, His commandments, I think He will not repay me with something evil. That's what I know. I don't feel. That's what I know. He will not repay me with something evil if I choose to say, okay, I'm honoring God, I'm not defiling the bed before marriage. Then God will definitely reward me with something good. I tell you, I'm going to also speak to those out there who are maybe virgins, or maybe who are celibates. They decide to, like, they've had sex before but decide to just abstain. I encourage you guys to continue. The world may seem like you are wasting your time, may seem like you are going to be at the losing end. It may seem like you are just playing, or you are not mature enough to handle sex in a relationship. It may seem like the whole world is against you, but I want to encourage you to keep pushing, because the right person is going to come. You know how it feels when you are on a particular journey, a very stressful journey, and then you get to the finish line and you see that it pays off, you get that prize. You know that kind of feeling when it eventually happens and you made the right person. It's called that, oh, you made the right decision. Sometimes I think about it and I tell myself, if a man cannot stay, or a lady can't stay in a relationship because you say no sex, so what happens maybe when the lady is pregnant, or maybe the man has to travel? What would happen if you guys are separated for years? Because I've heard of cases, I've seen a lot of cases of people that are married, but who are married for years, and one person travels abroad just for a better life, trying to make sure the other partner comes over to the country, and they are apart for years. Do you think they'll be able to withstand temptation? If you cannot withstand temptation during your relationship, can you withstand temptation when you are married and you guys are maybe away from each other? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Although I met someone who said any person that doesn't have sex in a relationship, or has never had sex before, is a virgin, is a virgin and has started dating somebody and the person didn't have sex in his relationship, the person will eventually cheat when they get married, because they feel like, oh, this is what I've been missing while I was keeping myself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, this world is twisted. Like, you see people that want to convince you, to make you feel like you are making a very stupid decision for saying sex is not what is to be a priority in your relationship, and saying that you want to abstain. So people will insult you. Because I've seen cases, people would have sex with the guy, they will still abort for that guy, and the guy would still, despite that kind of sacrifice the person has made, painful sacrifice, the guy will still dump the girl. So please, ladies, let's talk to ourselves, let's give ourselves some. What is not the essence of being with someone that you sacrifice your body, spirit, and soul, you act like a slave, you clean his house and all of that, and still will not get married to you? Now I'm thinking, what's the gain if you are saying it's all about sex? Because eventually one day this sex drive is just like an engine that would one day wear out. And when that time comes, then what keeps you? If all your life is about sex, if all you think about is just sex, then what keeps you in those tough times? What keeps you in that period when you guys are old? That's the question. I think we get to that point where we should learn how to place our priority. I'm not saying, see, sex is very important. So I've spoken to married people. I know of broken homes because of this same sex issue. I'm not saying that it is not important. But let's know what's important in a particular time of our life. If you are married, you can have as much sex as you want to have. You can bond. It's not about the sex alone. People would fight, sort things out, discuss, help each other. I don't think it's the point when we have to reorientate ourselves. And for those who believe that, if I'm dating someone, for a relationship, sex is important. Those who believe that, I have to do one night stand. For those who believe that, when I'm married, I think I still want to go out there to sleep with guys, sleep with ladies. It's your decision, it's your life. I just feel eventually time will tell. Time will definitely tell. And like one of my callers said, grace. We need to keep asking for grace. So if one says I'm abstaining, it's the grace of God that will keep the person to really abstain for real. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop today, guys. Yeah. Thanks for watching.